Hi there, this is your love bubble Bliss, best friends forever. Today, we're gonna talk about happiness. Happiness, happiness, happiness. Isn't that a pretty word? And don't we all wish we had it for long term? Anyway, happiness is one of those things that most people have it conditionally. If you have A, B, C, D in your environment, you are happy. And at the times when you're not happy, you find yourself saying, well, if only A, B, C, D, E were doing D, E, F, G, H, then, oh, I would be so happy. Where in fact, really, happiness has nothing at all to do with anybody outside of your own self. So, now this applies to your everyday living, it applies to work, it applies to you, Dave. There's no place in your life where this is an exception. Okay? No matter what you're feeling, any emotion that you're feeling towards whatever you think you're feeling it, in true reality, has nothing to do with who you think or what you think you're feeling it from or for. Okay? Nothing out there has any meaning other than the meaning we decide somehow have made some kind of a definition in our mind that we decided that, has that meaning for me. And every time you come in contact with that, or them, or him, or her, you have an awakening of that memory, of that definition. And that's as simple as that is. And when you react a certain way, negatively, because you have a negative connotation, correlation with that, whatever it is, whether it's somebody at work, whether it's work itself, whether it's somebody you can't get along with, a family member, a friend, a neighbor, a schoolmate, anybody. And we all tend to blame, if only they, or it, they, if only, all these if onlys and if onlys, then you'd be happy. There is no such thing as if only. And then another big thing, if you decide, well, I'm not happy where I'm at, I think I'm going to pick up myself and pack my stuff and go elsewhere. But guess what? You're taking yourself with you wherever you go. So unless you figure out and fix the alignments of what associations give you what emotional triggers, anywhere you go, change environment, change state, change continent, you are going to attract the exact identical situations, circumstances, personalities. It'll get frustrating. Now, before you take a move, if you're going to make a move, whether it's out of that workplace, out of a relationship, out of a domain, a house, pick up another dwelling, you want to move to another state, before you make any move, like physical move, you need to make sure that you, inside you, embody you have to align yourself, integrate, figure out all those triggers of the negative. The triggers, once you figure them out and you start feeling the uncomfortable feeling, what needs to be done is nothing. Do not respond, yet do not suppress. So, what do? You sit there in quiet time where you just go and, even though I don't like to meditate, this is the closest I've come to meditation, where you just sit in quietness and stillness and you focus on whatever triggered you to have a negative feeling, and you sit with that, and you just sit with it, and then, it'll be a very uncomfortable process, but it will just, it'll smooth itself away, and you're not going to know how and what happened. So the next time that same trigger has been aroused, or your button was pressed, your reaction will be so much less, if any. Eventually you're going to be happy and happy and happy the more uncomfortable feelings you get, because you get, oh boy, just another one for me to clean. Just like the thing with the negative emotions, when I was telling you last time to flow with them, focus them, and sink into them. This is the same idea, but it's a little, it is the same idea pretty much, but just the quiet sitting and the intent that you put in your mind. Okay, you need to put in your mind with this one, remind yourself the insignificance of anything that is upsetting you. There's nothing that is warranted to get to that emotional state. Like I said, nothing has built-in meaning. Any meaning you have to anything or anyone is from past associations of your experience. You have attached a meaning, and that meaning has been attached, and they cannot pull apart. So it's stuck. It's stuck. So what you have to do is find, okay, when this stuck attachment of a meaningless object, person, something, to your definition that you have created, and they're like bonded now, when you sit there in that quietness and allow yourself to feel it, allow the discomfort, do not express it, do not push it away, allow its uncomfortableness to just consume you. And before you know it, whoa, it's gone. And that works like a charm. It works to the point where it is going to be done second nature. So there will be no more fear of feeling bad, no more fear of feeling uncomfortable. If somebody doesn't get along with you at work and you don't like your work because of that, no. Get that person in your focus. Think of what it is about that person that bothers me or that is a conflict. But before you do this meditation on that kind of a situation, you need to first, when you figure out what it is about that person rubs me wrong, okay, what you have to do is like, okay, sit, think, meditate, think, quietness, aha. Whatever it is that you chose to describe is what bothers you about the other person, guess what? It's a trait within yourself that is what got triggered. So, be open and honest with yourself. Who are you lying to? Yourself? Don't do that. That's not doable. So acknowledge that, oh boy, for me to have a problem with X, Y, or Z, wow, what bothers me about them is something within me that I haven't really acknowledged that I have, that I don't like. So once that realization is made, that's it. That's the beginning of the end of it. So that too will take a lot of practice. And there's a lot of, okay, that resolves interpersonal little issues. Sometimes it's, well, oh no, time out. You don't always have to have them contribute to this little process, because one person needs to clear it, and that's it. And if one person clears it, that's it. They will not be able to bother you again, and they'll be, and even if you're the one who is the one who bothers them, okay, still, just for the fact that the other one was able to pick up on something that bothers them within yourself, that also, they have something in themselves they cannot see. But whenever it has to do with anybody else, it's their business, not yours. But when you see somebody who, they're the ones that have the problem with you, all you need to do for that case is, when you see that person, oh, just cuddle them with, pretend they're your puppy or your kitten, and you just want to, in your imagination, give them a hug. Tell them you are loved. You're a good person. You are loved. Just give them a flower in your imagination. And just think the positive. It's going to be hard because I know, some people there is no positive to be found. But in all honesty, there is positive in everybody. Everybody has a heart of gold somewhere in their heart. So just give them a hug, give them a cuddle, give them a flower, and tell them they are loved. And you don't have to act any different. You still be yourself, but you gotta see the way that they respond to that, knowing that they are loved, and the flower, the cuddle, it is magical. So pretend you're your pet. Don't you love your pet and you want to just cuddle your pet? Yeah. So anybody that is annoyed by you, do that in your imagination. Pretend they're your pet, cuddle them, tell them they're loved, and give them a flower. And see how life will move on from that. Anyway, I rambled on enough today for now. Hope this helps. I am waiting for more feedback, and let me know if you have any more suggestions and ideas, because I could always use new ideas, new little tricks. Okay, have a good one. Bye.